Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir, and what do we have on tap for you today? Well, folks, you know what's happening with the Hershey Candy Bar and the Hershey Company. That's right, to celebrate International Women's Day, they decided to use a biological male who's dressing up as a female to feature as their new ad for their new candy bar and wrapper called Her She. Get it? Her She. Folks, we're going to take a look at that video clip. Then I'm going to play the video clip again, give you a little reaction to it, and then give you some of the background information and what's been the buzz on social media as Hershey is just absolutely being crushed. They're being decimated by, it's just a very, very bad time right now if you're part of the executive committee at the Hershey Candy Bar Company. So we're going to get to that in the next few seconds. But before we do, if you haven't done so, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Put it down below in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let's get to that video clip right now.
My name is Fae Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their honest and authentic selves. See the woman changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
Okay, so we saw that ad play, and there's a lot to unpack there. It's 30 seconds, but it made an absolutely powerful, woke, social justice warrior virtue signaling statement, right? And what happens, folks, when you go woke? You go what? That's right, you go broke. You go woke and you go broke. Folks, I'm going to break down that video with a little bit of reaction, and then we're going to go some of the background, see what the social media posts are saying about that. Let's do that video. Let's get my reaction right now.
My name is Fae Johnstone. I'm the
So, folks, this here, that's the face. A biological man is the face of the International Women's Day campaign for Hershey's Candy Bar, as they basically erase women completely out of the picture, and they're using a man to tell women and everybody else to buy Hershey's chocolate bar. This is what Hershey's basically thinks is going to be their woke, wonderful ad campaign that's going to just basically add millions and millions of dollars in sales because they're catering to such a minority, but they're showing themselves to be so woke, such social justice warriors, such virtue signaling corporation, that this is just absolutely the cat's meow. This is going to explode their sales. This is going to make everybody go, wow. Hershey's chocolate bar, you know what? I haven't had one, but because I saw this thing and I saw a man, a biological man, represent women for International Women's Day, you know what? Let's go buy some Hershey's candy bars. Let's go buy the Hershey. Let's get them all. That's exactly what we're going to do. Oh my goodness.
Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone...
And there's a candy bar. Her for she. And it's cookies and cream. You know, folks, I'm just wondering if it's trans chocolate now, or is it trans vanilla? I mean, could a chocolate Hershey's bar basically one day say that I don't want to be chocolate anymore? I feel like I'm vanilla. And could a vanilla or the cream part of the Hershey bar, which is white, could it actually say that I don't feel white? I actually feel chocolate? So we have trans chocolate and trans vanilla now? Could that be something that's occurring soon? We don't know, folks. We certainly don't know.
is able to live in...
And as you saw right there, she did the little twirl, right? The twirl has to be done because that's what girls do. They twirl.
public space as their honest and authentic selves.
So now she just said, as their honest and authentic selves, right? So here are real girls, real women, real ladies, but here's the biological man. And I mean, come on, folks. I mean, they could have picked a prettier man, right? Couldn't they have picked a prettier face, a prettier man if they had to do this thing? But what did she say? Or what did he say? See, you get confused already. What did he say? He said, to our true and authentic selves. Well, let's face it here, folks. First of all, you're not true to yourself because you're basically deluded into thinking that you're a woman because you're a biological man, and you're not authentic because you're a male with XY thinking that you're a female with XX, right? I mean, is that what's going on over here? I mean, this is the authentic self. This is being true to yourself over here. Oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me.
See the woman changing how we see the future.
And that's how they see the futures. Women changing the future. A biological man, that's right. See how biological men who say that there are women changing how we see the future, meaning the eraser, right? The erasure, just completely getting rid of women. And who's doing it? The men. And they talk about misogyny, the women's movement, the feminist movement. They talk about misogyny occurring, and yet they don't see the misogyny of this. Folks, it is so rich and replete with, I mean, just absolute karma that's coming back to bite the derriere of the woke left, the woke progressives. It's absolutely unbelievable. Anyways, let's get to some social media posts and show you how Twitter is absolutely crushing. I mean, there's a boycott on Hershey's. There's all kinds of stuff that's happening, or whatever, folks. I mean, and then there's people out there, I guess, with the Daily Wire. The gentleman over there, they decided to have their own candy bar. Okay, I mean, he, him, her for she, one with nuts, figured out which one's the male candy, which one's the one for women. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on here. The memes are unbelievable. The posts on social media are just absolutely obliterating, decimating, crushing. I mean, Hershey is just absolutely getting pummeled out there, folks. Pummeled. This campaign is, you talk about going broke with being woke. This campaign certainly does it. Let's get to some of the social media posts right now. So it says social media slammed Hershey's after it debuted a pro-transgender ad for its chocolate bar to honor in honor of International Women's Day. Twitter users hammered the new ad, as we already talked about. And the ad debuted as part of Hershey's Canada Her for She campaign, as we talked about. The spot features trans woman Fae Johnstone, a biological male who is noted as and there's, you know what, numbers start coming now. There's more consonants being added. It's called the 2SLGBTQUIA plus advocate. It just used to be real simple, folks, before. LGBTQ, MOUSE. Hey, by the way, how's that Disney thing working out? Anyways, the new female themed rapper. And there he is in all his splendor. An earring, a nose ring, the ugly mug. I mean, come on, folks. That's the face, a male, the face of International Women's Day. So basically, in the clip we obviously talked about, he says he's a director, the executive director of Wisdom to Action. Isn't that a misnomer of any kind? Wisdom of to action, and which it says we can create a world where everyone is able to live in a public space as their honest and authentic selves. What the hell does that mean? We already talked about this, right? You want to live in a world, in a public space, you're not being honest and you're not being authentic. So where's the space? Where's the space? And it basically talked about the invitation for viewers to view Hershey's Canada International Women's Day campaign on its website. And it says, see how women changing the future at Hershey's Canada. And it is true. These trans women who are biological men are changing the future for women, as we talked about, eliminating them completely, erasing them from everything that's out there. Anyways, it's going to spotlight 5 Canadian women: Autumn Peltier for Indigenous rights and water activist, Fae Johnstone, who we've already talked about, Rita Oddie, who's a gender and education equality activist, Nyla Mulu, a climate tech researcher, and Calicia Masala, founder of Girl Up Quebec. These are all social justice warriors. They're probably all social influencers. They're all virtue signaling, leftists, progressives, probably some socialist Marxists, put inside there for the mix. Let's see what's going on with social media. So here's one: leftism. Leftism put out, Hershey's is putting the face of a trans woman on a chocolate bar wrapper with Hershey highlighted in honor of International Women's Day. Hershey's is erasing women. Pro-Trump account Cat Turd tweeted, "Why does Hershey's hate women?" The Federalist editor-in-chief Molly Hemingway, she blasted the candy maker with a scathing response, saying, "So, Ad Hershey's is featuring a male in costume as a woman for its International Women's Day ad campaign." And then conservative author and transgender movement critic Ollie London slammed Johnstone in the ad, tweeting, "This is a tweet from the new face of Hershey's International Women's Day campaign, a man who identifies as a woman? The whole ad campaign is designed to uplift women on Women's Day, but instead it is a complete disrespect to real," and she capitalized real, women. The Federalist co-founder and CEO Sean Davis wrote, "Hershey's is honoring women by featuring delusional, disfigured men on its candy bars. Feel empowered yet, ladies?" Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton commented, "At Hershey's embraces misogyny." And then John Cardillo, basic conservative pundit John Cardillo, he said, "This to me is the biggest problem. Women remain silent as they're reduced to a costume theme and are reduced to a laughing stock," is what I'd like to add. That's absolutely true, folks. Women here, real women, need to stand up and basically say, enough is enough. We don't want to be erased. We know there's misogyny, real misogyny. This is real misogyny, folks. This is real misogyny. And they need to basically voice their, I mean, it's not even a concern. They need to voice their disapproval, their disgust, their dismay, and basically, yes, tell these corporations, we're going to vote with our pocketbook and we are going to boycott you. Absolutely. That's what needs to be done. That's absolutely what needs to be done. Now, social media company, a news organization are reaching out to Hershey's Canada for a comment, but you know what? They're battening down the hatches. They've got their heads in the sand. They've got their heads in the toilet, basically, because they know this is just one major freaking screw up, folks. Abso-freaking-lutely. And we on the right are laughing. We're laughing hysterically, folks. If these companies want to become woke and go broke, hey, more power. Unfortunately, the problem is you've got real people that have real jobs, are getting, paid for this thing here. And when these companies make these stupid, idiotic, moronic, retarded, woke statements and woke ads, and just go completely woke, in many cases, as we talk about, the theme is go woke, go broke. But they're real people that get affected. And those are the ones that have nothing to do with the stupidity that's being done up in the management and the executive level, that are making these stupid surrenderings of their of their corporate message to such a small minority, but they're surrendering everything to these people, thinking that they're going to get some benefit out of it, when in actuality, they are getting nothing, basically nothing, and they're getting destroyed in the process. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Sheikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. And I'd really like to know what your comments are below. Let us know, and I'll leave you with my final point, which is when you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.